Hello everyone, welcome back to TheSimmersNook, or welcome if you're new here. Today we're doing a little speed build to change things up. I've been doing a couple of challenges lately with real-time video, and that's quite a lot to edit, and I'm actually going away this weekend in a few more days because it's my cousin's wedding. With that, I wanted to record something faster and that was faster to edit too, and it turned out it was faster to edit but not much faster to record because it took quite a long time, but still it was really fun. Okay, what are we building today? So I had this idea ingrained in my mind that I really had to build, and I thought it was going to be much faster, as I said. As you see, I'm building here on Hemford on Bagley. This is a lot called 13 Nettle Lane, and there was a rental, I think, in this lot that I bulldozed to build this, but it was like the perfect lot for what I had in mind. And well, you're seeing it by the title, but basically I had in mind grandma-like cottage, like the typical British cottage. And I also had in mind that this cottage was going to be of an old lady. I'm thinking really cluttered, like pattern wallpaper, things like that. Things that I don't usually use, but I wanted to. Basically, I thought, what if this is like a grandma that transformed her own little cottage into a small cafe? So she lives there, but also she has a small cafe downstairs. Most of the time, she's just surrounded by her own community, and she's well loved, and a lot of people come to spend the day with her there. But also, you know, tourists might come by. I wanted to build something really cozy, grandma style. I imagine her baking, the smell of baking all over the cottage. This is what inspired this build. Now, I struggled a lot. This is why this video isn't as sped up as I could have, because I felt that certain parts, if I sped them up, you will literally get dizzy, and I'm sorry about that. I changed my mind a lot of times, and I jumped into things here and there a lot when building, because I was looking for a lot of clutter, and a lot of times I would like to stop, put the clutter whatever I thought it will fit, and then come back to wherever I was building. So I will jump back and forth between rooms a lot, and I'm sorry about that because I know it's not the best when seeing a video. I need to get better at that, by the way. I'm just not used to taking into account that I'm recording and the camera angles and all of that. I'm trying to keep the camera more still than I would usually do, because I like to rotate a lot and check from different angles, seeing if things are correctly placed and all of that. But you know, it takes some time. Basically, I left a little bit of footage at the beginning so you could see. I built this cottage like 2 or 3 times. Initially, I wasn't going to put this lot as a cafe. I was going to put it into a tiny house category. And I wanted to do the tire too, because it had all of these perks like cozy nook. I think your abilities will go higher when reading, painting, things like that. I wanted to do that. So at first I struggled a little. I built the house in diagonal thinking that I will have a little bit more space, because I know when you build in diagonals, certain walls do look wider and a little bit bigger. But then the placement of the stairs and all the little things like the roofing and all was a literal nightmare. I changed my mind and I built it again. I built like a combination between straight and diagonal walls, then I regretted it again, and then I went for the version that you're seeing now that also changes size like halfway through the video, because I finally decided to go for the cafe type of lot, because I thought, hey, I'm doing this as a grandma's type of cafe. It should be a cafe lot. So I changed the lot. Of course, you have the requirement of putting like a coffee bar. I don't know how you call it. The espresso bar is called here in The Sims. I can see it in the screen now. Yeah, it wouldn't fit at all. And especially not with the idea I had. But I didn't want to make this lot too big, because I was thinking of like a little cottage, just like individual, not many rooms. I just didn't want to change the complete structure of the house because I kind of liked what I had come up with. And I'm a little bit stubborn. Like, I get stuck up in certain ideas and sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time letting them go. So I started playing with the kitchen space, what was going to be the kitchen space, to make it a little bit bigger so it will fit the espresso bar, and we could put the kitchen there. I also wanted to leave some space to get out there because basically the part that will be the main part of the cafe will be outside. You will see later that I put a lot of chairs and tables outside, and I built this little fenced area with a debug fence that is really, really cute. That was going to be the main area, and inside I just thought it will be like kind of quite busy and just not tables and chairs and like the outside, but basically like couches where you can just stay in and read in. Like if you want to spend all morning, all afternoon there, you can. Because I'm imagining this like as that type of place where you will go and chat with grandma and just stay there reading. No one bothers you, you know? And this is why in the inside I wanted to put like individual couches and a big couch area, things like that, and a lot of bookcases. And the Book Nook kit came out just in time as I was like halfway building this, and I thought this is perfect because I had already in mind that this will have like a little bit of a library wall of some sorts, and that it will be a place for reading and coffee, you know? So when I saw that the kit came out and all the things that came with it, I'm just so in love with certain items there. I know I'm gonna use them so much, and I already placed a lot in this build. I immediately loved that we got finally like these stackable bookcases. They work a little oddly, but I think I got the gist of it after playing with them for a little bit. Also, all the book clutter is so cute. I love the tray with the coffee. I ended up putting it on the bedroom as well because, you know, I tied this together with a little story that maybe grandma was a writer in her youth. Maybe when she was younger, female writers weren't as appreciated, so she used like a pen name or some sorts. So no one really knows that she's a writer, so maybe she has like some of her own books there. So I put a typewriter in her room. I think it works like a computer here in The Sims, but it looks so cool. I put it in her bedroom, and I also put a lot of book clutter there. As you can see, the bedroom upstairs is like pretty cluttered, but also like kind of cozy. I really like it. Like, this is not the usual style I will build in. Like, I'm not very drawn to this style in real life, to be honest, and I felt like really cozy building with this style. So basically upstairs I left the room and the bathroom. I thought that this is a really tiny cottage, so she will have to share the bathroom with whatever guests she has. So I put a paper towel dispenser, hand sanitizer up there. I could have put another bathroom maybe in her room, especially when I made the house a little bigger, but I didn't want it to feel like too small. I thought that it will be fine with just one bathroom. And then downstairs, basically there's no living area for our grandma. She just shares that with everyone. So there is a TV in a built-in bookshelf. I had to do it with a new book kit, of course. But I just thought that that could be a little nook that she can share with everyone, because it's fine. That's how she is. And as you can see, it's all very tight and very cluttered. I was not able to upload this to the gallery, by the way. I think it's down. I read something about it. I read a tweet or something. I will stay posted and try to upload it as soon as I can. It will be on my gallery eventually, because I think it will be kind of fun to play in this build, to be honest. I almost want to create a grandma myself and just move her here. So as I was saying, yes, the downstairs is like very tight and cluttered. The biggest space is obviously the kitchen, but I thought, hey, this is a place where she will be like baking and making cafes for people and all. So the most important space is actually the kitchen. So of course I wanted to give her more space. And then on the outside I went overboard as well. Like, everything is super cluttered and super overboard, but that was just the aesthetic I was thinking about, because I've seen some cottages, and especially like grandma's houses and all, they're usually like this, and that was the perfect excuse for me to clutter. Not that I needed, but I went even more overboard than I would usually go for. One thing that I did that I kind of like outside, I don't know what you guys think. This is one of the things that I did, but I wasn't fully sure. I like it, but is that I placed the tables and chairs like different swatches and different types of chairs. I thought that maybe this will kind of fit, that she built this after some time, like on her own. Maybe she purchased like a couple of chairs and a couple of tables just to start with, and then she added some that she had it around the house or something. And I thought it would be nice not to have everything so perfect. Usually that will like screech in my eyes when I do something like that, because I like things too much and look cohesive. But here, I don't know, it kind of fits. Except for the over clutter everywhere, I built in a style that I would not usually do. I was like smiling all the way through. I was kind of imagining this grandma going up and down and baking. I had a really nice time. I think the only thing that's left to talk about is the exterior a little bit more. Like I put the fountain area, supposedly that fountain doesn't work, but I put some benches around. Like there's a couple of different areas where you can just sit. This lot is really pretty because it has some nice views of a river in the front. I also put a painting easel because I thought that with those views, maybe some of the guests will like to paint something. Or maybe she has a friend that comes up a lot and paints. Also in the back, I knew that I wanted to add a couple of chicken coops because I thought if she's like baking and all, it would be nice if the eggs were like from her own farm. And she also has a lot of space. So I also put some lettuce from Debug, I think it is, that looked like planted. I shrunk them down a couple of times and I put them in some planting soil, so it looks like it's halfway planted there, and I built like this little farm area in the back. I had that in mind all along. This is also why I built in a bigger lot instead of like a smaller lot for just the cottage, because I knew the cottage was going to be small. This is all that I have to say about this build. I have a few more ideas in mind like this for speed builds instead of like challenges, and I would love to hear your thoughts about maybe building more stuff like this. For example, now with the new book Nook kit, I was thinking about doing something like a library, or I don't know, a bookstore maybe, something of the sort. Let me know what your thoughts are and your ideas. I love to hear it. I love to add more things to my infinite list of ideas. Whenever the mood strikes me, I just can't just pick and choose something there from there and build. So that's it for now. I'm gonna leave you with the screenshots. I have like a little tour, also little recordings of me going around in night mode because it's just so pretty at night. And give it a like if you enjoyed it. It helps a lot, as you know. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!